What you are about to see today is not just a story about football. It is a story of faith, perseverance, and hope for all of Africa. Watch closely, because together we are writing a new chapter in our destiny.
The night was calm over Ouagadougou. The moon hung above the city like a silver crown, and the streets remained silent except for the soft hum of the streetlights. A black SUV moved slowly through the narrow roads, its tinted windows hiding the passenger inside. No one knew who was arriving. On the back seat sat Cristiano Ronaldo, quietly gazing through the glass. He had come in secret, with no press, no cameras, no reporters. This was not a football match. This was something entirely different. He had come to meet a man he had heard so much about, President Ibrahim Traoré. For a long time, Ronaldo had followed Africa's story closely. Through news and online videos, he had seen this young leader stand tall, speak with courage, and defend his people. Something in Traoré's journey reminded him of his own path, fighting through obstacles, standing strong when others doubted. As the SUV reached the edge of the city, a military convoy joined them. In the lead vehicle was Ibrahim Traoré himself, wearing his iconic red beret, his eyes shining even in the dark night. The SUV came to a halt, and Ronaldo stepped out. "Welcome to Burkina Faso, my brother," Traoré said with a warm smile, firmly shaking his hand. "It is an honor," Ronaldo replied. "People all around the world are watching what you are doing here. They see courage. They see hope." Traoré nodded, his eyes filled with quiet pride. "I am only doing what must be done for my people. Before we continue, tell us in the comments where you are watching from, and don't forget to support this video." Together, they walked toward the new stadium, the latest pride of Burkina Faso. It stood tall like a giant at the heart of the city, brightly lit under the night sky. The grass was so green it looked like a dream. The seats were painted in the national colors, and the air carried the feeling that something historic was about to happen. "This is magnificent," Ronaldo whispered as he stepped onto the pitch. He turned slowly, imagining the cheers of thousands filling the stands. "The world must see this," Traoré smiled. "This is only the beginning. We are quietly building another stadium, one of the largest in the world, larger than many in Europe. And when it is ready, the world will no longer be able to ignore Burkina Faso." Ronaldo's eyes lit up. "This is incredible. You are building more than stadiums. You are building a future." Traoré nodded firmly. "Here, football is more than a game. It is hope. It is unity. And we will use it to create strong leagues that can compete with the best." But then his tone grew serious. "There is something I must tell you, and it is not easy. Some nations do not support what I am trying to achieve. They see the changes we are making, and they want to stop them. They think they can pressure me, but I will never allow anyone to halt our progress. I am here for my people, and I will keep working for them as long as I live." Ronaldo swallowed hard. He knew what it meant to face doubt, to be judged, to be targeted. But this was different. This was a leader carrying an entire nation's hopes. "I believe in you," Ronaldo said softly. "And I believe the world will one day recognize what you are doing here." Traoré placed a hand on his shoulder. "Sometimes the pressure is heavy, the challenges are real. But when I see the smiles of my people, when I see children playing without fear, I know it is all worth it." The next morning, a new chapter of the visit began. Ronaldo had made a request. He wanted to meet the real people of Burkina Faso, not only the officials, but also the families, the market vendors, the children in the villages. Their first stop was an orphanage. The children's eyes widened the moment they saw Ronaldo walk in. Some ran toward him, laughing and shouting his name with joy. The champion knelt down, embraced them, and picked up a football they had kept in a corner to play with them. But he had not come empty-handed. He had brought a significant gift to support the children, the widows, and the community. "This is for your future," he told them, "for your education, for your dreams, and for football, because every great dream begins with a ball." The children cheered, and many of the mothers wiped tears from their eyes. In the dusty courtyard, a group of boys immediately kicked the ball around, pretending to score goals for Portugal or Real Madrid. Later that evening, as they drove through the streets, Ronaldo looked out of the window. He saw men chatting under the stars, women carrying baskets from the market, children running and laughing freely. He turned to Traoré. "One day I can see the World Cup here, and when that day comes, I want to be here again." Traoré smiled, but his eyes carried the weight of dreams larger than himself. The following day, the president had planned something special, a journey into the heart of Burkina Faso. The convoy left the city, rolling across dusty roads that cut between green fields and lively villages. People waved as the vehicles passed by. Some called Ronaldo's name. Others raised their hands in greeting to Traoré. Their first stop was a small football field in a village near Kouougou. It was nothing more than a patch of dry earth with wooden posts for goals. And yet, dozens of children played there with joy and boundless energy. When Ronaldo stepped out of the car, the game froze for a moment. Then, in an instant, the children erupted in cheers, rushing toward him. Laughing, Ronaldo joined their match, running, passing, and scoring a goal that made the whole village erupt with excitement. "You see," Traoré said softly, watching from the side, "this is why I want to build more stadiums. These children have talent, but no facilities. Imagine what they could achieve with proper training and real opportunities." Breathless but smiling, Ronaldo nodded. "I can see it. The future champions of Africa are right here. All they need is the right support." As they continued their journey, Traoré showed him different parts of the country, the bustling gold markets of Kaya, the peaceful rivers near Banfora, and the mango orchards of Bobo Dioulasso. At every stop, Ronaldo met families, workers, and young players. He listened to their stories, stories of hardship, but above all, stories of hope. In one small town, an elderly widow named Mariam stepped forward, holding a photograph of her son, who had loved football but had passed away before his dream could come true. Her eyes filled with tears as she handed the picture to Ronaldo. "My son always wanted to meet you," she said in a trembling voice. "He believed in a better future for our children." Ronaldo gently held her hands. "Your son's dream will live on," he promised. That night, sitting around a campfire with soldiers and local leaders, Ronaldo turned to Traoré. "Do you ever feel alone in this struggle?" he asked quietly. Traoré stared into the flames for a long moment. "Every day is a battle," he finally said. "But I know history remembers those who never gave up. If I were to stop now, it is not me who would lose. It is the dreams of our people. And I cannot allow that." Ronaldo felt his eyes burn. This was not just a leader. This was a man carrying the weight of an entire nation's destiny on his shoulders. On the third day of the visit, Ronaldo was invited to a private meeting. No cameras, no reporters, only a handful of trusted advisors. Around a large table, Ibrahim Traoré unfolded a detailed map of Burkina Faso. He pointed to several marked locations. "Here," he said, "we will build new stadiums, not just in the capital, but across every region, north, south, east, and west. Every child, no matter where they are born, will have a place to play, to learn, and to grow." Ronaldo's eyes followed the red marks on the map. "This is massive. It will take an enormous amount of resources." Traoré nodded. "Yes, and that is why some from the outside do not want this to happen. They know that if Africa has strong leagues, if our young talents stay here instead of leaving, our economy will grow, our culture will rise, and we will no longer depend on them. They want us to remain small, but I will never allow it." He leaned forward, his voice steady and determined. "Cristiano, I have no fear of pressure. I have no fear of losing privileges. My only fear is failing my people. I must finish this mission." The room grew silent, filled only by the faint sound of the wind outside. Then Ronaldo spoke. "I have played in the greatest stadiums of the world. I have lifted trophies in front of thousands. But what you are building here is more than football. It is freedom." Traoré's eyes shone with gratitude. "I want you to be part of this dream, not just as a football legend, but as a brother of Burkina Faso." Ronaldo smiled warmly. "You already have my heart. Tell me what I can do." They spoke for hours about training programs, youth academies, and partnerships with African clubs. Ronaldo promised to send coaches, equipment, and even arrange friendly matches between African and European teams. As the meeting ended, Traoré said something that shook Ronaldo deeply. "Even if the world were to turn its back on me, I now know that I am not alone." The final day arrived. Ronaldo once again stood with Traoré inside the new stadium. This time the stands were packed with thousands of people. Word of his visit had spread and the nation had gathered. He and Traoré walked together to the center of the pitch. The crowd roared, children waved flags, women sang, and men clapped in rhythm. Ronaldo took the microphone. His voice was calm but filled with emotion. "I have traveled across the world, but what I have seen here has touched my heart. You are a strong people. You are a proud nation, and I believe one day the World Cup can be held right here in Burkina Faso." The stadium erupted. Some cried, others shouted his name. Turning to Traoré, Ronaldo continued, "You are building something the world will never forget, and I will be here to support you, not just today but always. Together we will make this dream come true." As the sun began to set, the stadium glowed in golden light. Ronaldo and Traoré left the field side by side, followed by chants of unity, hope, and pride. Among the crowd, Mariam, the elderly widow, clutched her son's photo close to her chest, smiling through her tears. Children from the orphanage held up the footballs Ronaldo had given them, and in that moment, the future felt alive. But the journey was not yet over. Traoré gestured for Ronaldo to follow him down a quiet tunnel, away from the crowd. They drove in silence for nearly an hour, leaving the city lights behind. Finally, they arrived at a vast guarded construction site. Under the powerful floodlights, a colossal structure of steel was rising into the night sky. Hundreds of workers moved tirelessly, welding, carrying, and building. The ground trembled with the rhythm of machines. "This," Traoré said firmly, "will be the largest stadium in Africa. It will hold more than 100,000 people. It will have the best training facilities, medical centers, and advanced technologies. Here, African talent will no longer remain hidden. Here, we will prove that Africa can stand shoulder to shoulder with the world." Ronaldo walked slowly, overwhelmed by the scale of the project. "You are building history," he whispered. Traoré turned to him, eyes burning with conviction. "Every day there are those who wish to see this fail, but I know we will succeed, because what we build here is not for us alone. It is for the generations to come." Ronaldo placed a hand on his shoulder. "You will live to see this dream completed, and I will stand with you no matter what." The next morning, as Ronaldo's plane prepared for takeoff, he looked out of the window one last time. The rising sun bathed the land in golden light, and far on the horizon, the Stadium of Dreams was already taking shape. Deep inside, he knew this was not the end. It was the beginning of something the world could never ignore.